Shri Krishna Janmastami ki jai. Gaur Vrindaban. All glories to the Swami. All glories to the Swami. All glories to the Swami. Glories to Shri Guru Vishnu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Lord Krishna tells us in the Bhagavad Gita that one who understands the mystery of his birth and activities in this world never has to take his birth again. on this occasion of Krishna's birth in this world, we can glean some understanding of Krishna's appearance by his explanation in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where he says, "I'm never manifest to the foolish, unintelligent miscreants. To them, I'm covered by my curtain of Yoga Maya, and thus the world does not understand me as I am." Whereas our freedom, liberation from the cycle of birth and death, is based on understanding Krishna's appearance and truth, which implies that it is not a matter to be grasped by the intellect. It is a reality. It can only be approached through faith and devotion. And we find that term used frequently by our acharyas regarding Krishna's pastimes. The one who hears, and then there's a long list of pastimes, with faith and devotion is blessed with whatever element of grace that pastime imparts. In that verse, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. To them, I am always covered by the curtain of Yoga Maya. The way these two words, yoga, which means to connect with Krishna, and Maya, which has a variety of meanings, the most prominent being delusion. The way these two words are juxtaposed in the 25th verse of the 7th chapter of Gita is very curious. And when they overlap to form the word Yoga Maya, a very intricate, complex dynamic, which we can translate in terms like magic, meaning Krishna's magic, trick, power, charm, or a spell. Now, in this world, we think of spells as being dark. But the fact that there is such a thing as a dark spell means that that shadow must be created by a reality somewhere. And that ultimate reality, for which this phenomenal world is eternally related as a reflection or a shadow, is the spiritual reality. Srila Prabhupada explained the nature of Krishna's appearance by a very simple and appropriate analogy of the king visiting the prison. And to superficial vision, it may seem as the king is in prison, which he is in a sense. But he's different from the prisoners who are incarcerated, because the king can come and go as he pleases. The important factor is, why does the king visit the prison house? Now, don't confuse it with the news today, which the king or president is usually in a prison because of some scandal he committed. previous times, qualified kings, they would visit the prison to see how well it was being managed. On the one hand, much more importantly, the king, who in the cultural world is cultured, gentleman, he would visit the prison to encourage the prisoners, who are generally the most pitiable members of society, to encourage them to take advantage of the facility he has provided to rectify their ways. Now, the immediate effect of the prison is criminals are restrained from committing more sinful activities. The long-term and more desired effect is that they are rectified of their criminal mentality and released to become fruitful citizens of society once again. There's a story from Prussia of a king who visited a prison, and he was going from one cell to the next. And the prisoners know that the king can grant a pardon by which anyone can be released from prison. So very desirous of that possibility, they were all pleading with the king. I'm really innocent. I was framed. And then he would go on to the next one who would say the same thing, until he reached a cell where the prisoner had a very different mentality. He approached the king and said, I'm so grateful to you for providing this opportunity. And I pray that I will continue to have such facility until the day that my consciousness is properly rectified. And the king told the guard to release this one. The king visits the prison house to offer some hope to those most pitiable citizens. Hope that someone so exalted, so famous, would take an interest in their lives and their future. And some are executed for grievous sins because by that act they are freed of their sinful reactions and able to start a new life in the next birth. At the time of Krishna's appearance in this world, the throne of God, which is the capital of the Yadus, Mathura, had been infiltrated by a very powerful underworld figure named Kamsa, who was paradoxically, apparently, the son of the most refined, saintly king, Ugrasena. How that came about was this Rakshasa, who was Kamsa in his previous birth, flying in his airplane over the garden where King Ugrasena's very beautiful wife was in a garden, and he descended and so perfectly imitated her husband that it was not until it was too late that she realized this is the Rakshasa. She had already been impregnated, and thereby gave birth to Kamsa. So these most powerful underworld figures, in an attempt to usurp the position of the Devas and dispose them, in their plot to overtake the universe, they made their base Mathura. Because the root cause of anyone wanting to enjoy and control this world is the desire to usurp the position of Krishna, who is the only controller and enjoyer. And the first to feel the consequences of this developing plot was Bhumi. Engulfed as she was in the demons who were assembling, and she approached Brahma, who represents the head of the universal government, and reported her case. And just as in this world you have lower courts and higher courts and ultimately the Supreme Court, Brahma said, this is out of my league. We'll have to take this case to Kirdakshay Vishnu, who could be approached by Brahma only on the shore of the ocean of milk, within which, on an island, replica of Vaikuntha, Kirdakshay Vishnu hears the cases of those who cannot be resolved by Brahma. And Brahma heard the assurance of Kirdakshay Vishnu, transmitted by mystic potencies. And Kirdakshay Vishnu, who is he's like the Supreme Court for all matters of universal management. He said, basically the same thing Brahma said to Bhumi, that this is out of my league. Only Sri Krishna, by his superior potency of love, can resolve this exceptional dilemma. Now at that time, Krishna was unknown to Brahma, because when Brahma awoke in this universe, on the lotus, which grew on the stem emanating from Lord Vishnu, and in his tapasya, Lord Vishnu revealed to him his own divine form and realm of Vaikuntha. So Brahma, at this time, knew the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be Vishnu. And this is another effect of Yoga Maya, which influences even devotees to believe that Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu, which is actually a very convincing belief, because it's stated right there in the Srimad Bhagavatam that amongst the avatars of Vishnu are Krishna and Balaram. But in Vedic terminology, the last word is taken as his final conclusion, which is what? Krishna's eti chamsa kalapumsa, Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swami. All these listed are portions of the plenary portions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Krishna. So Krishna does come as an avatar. And that Krishna is only a partial manifestation of the original sweet Lord of Goloka. Garga Samhita gives a more elaborate version. Garga Samhita is actually Krishna's own biography, revealed to Srimati Radharani on the request of Brahma. Anantashesh heard it with great delight and passed it down in Parampara to Gargamuni, who compiled it in his own unique style. Backtracking just a little bit, why did Lord Vishnu say this is out of my category, and only Krishna by his supreme potency of love can rectify this exceptionally dark situation? Or take it back to why Krishna says he never manifests himself to the foolish and unintelligent. To them he's always covered by this curtain of yoga life. If Krishna never reveals himself to the foolish and unintelligent who comprise most of the population of this world, why are we celebrating Janmastami today? He never appears before the foolish and unintelligent. That is the law, universal law, to which Krishna makes an exception. Otherwise, there would be no hope for the prisoners of this material world, if not visited by the king, to encourage them and demonstrate his own Leela in this world, to charm their hearts and inspire them to rectify their ways by surrendering to him. So after Lord Vishnu confided that the condition on the earth, which will affect the entire universe in time, is beyond what I can rectify. Meaning, basically, that those powerful underworld figures known as Rakshasas were so hideous and sinful that they could only be delivered by a superior power of love. So, as Gargamuni tells it, the same pattern as 10th canto, a little more detail. Vishnu, Kiradakshaya Vishnu, revealed to Brahma an effulgent river descending from outside the universe, entering through the hole made by Lord Vamana's toe when he pierced the universe. And boarding a bejeweled boat, Lord Vishnu took the demigods upstream in this celestial current, which is Ganges, and they passed through the coverings of the universe where they saw all the universes as insignificant as tiny bubbles in the Karna ocean. In crossing the confines of time and space, marked by the Viraja, they entered. It was a blinding effulgence, but yet very soothing. And when their eyes adjusted, they saw the gatekeepers to the internal realm from which the effulgence manifests. And this was not Jai and Vijay with weapons guarding Vaikuntha. It was two young girls with sticks, the type you would use to herd cows. And Lord Vishnu requested them to appeal to Krishna to bestow his darshan. And they said, well, can we ask where you're from? And Lord Vishnu did not know how to answer that. And then the girls started giggling, and they said, of course you don't know anything beyond your own doorstep because you've never left your universe before. You hail from that special blessed universe pierced by the toe of Lord Vamanadev. And then in great delight glorifying Vamanadev, those young girls disappeared and shortly returned and escorted the Devas through the golden gates and through a most charming, effulgent forest paradise. Where cows wandered, intoxicated with the mellows of the atmosphere. And the Devas, headed by Vishnu, were drawn by the hypnotic influence of a flute to its source, which was Krishna, seated beneath a kalpavriksha. And this darshan filled the Devas with wonder, and they shed tears of love and bowed down before Krishna, who assured them, you need fear no more. Take your birth in the Jadu, Vrishni, and Bhoja dynasties, and I will follow you to fulfill Bhumi's request, to deliver her from this unnecessary burden of the defense force of impostor Kshatriyas who are actually demons. Take your birth on earth in these different dynasties, and I will come to join you in due course of time. And then Srimati Radharani began crying. She said, you have vowed to go and assist the Devas. My vow is that without you, I cannot go. And then Krishna said something very interesting. He didn't say, you'll come with me. He said, I will go with you. And together, we will enchant and enliven and reward the pious. And the miscreants will die at the hands of Lord Vishnu, but it will be different because of my presence. You see, when the Lord kills a demon, he not only puts an end to their material body, but the subtle body as well. And with a clean slate, their consciousness is then awakened to the newfound love for the Lord. And yet Srimati Radharani was not pacified. She said, to live with you is the perfection of my existence, but how can I survive in a world bereft the shade of Govardhan, the flow of Jamuna, the dust of Vrindaban? And Krishna said, look down. She did. She saw that Vrindaban had already manifest on the surface of the earth as her only ultimate glory and purpose and goal. So, meanwhile, in Mathura, as you know, it's a custom in Vedic culture, when a girl is married and she's way to her in-laws' home, but she's feeling so much separation from her parental home. So a brother or somebody goes to accompany her, which was, in this case, Kamsa. And you all know the story of the oracle resounding from the sky. And in an instant, that's why Srila Prabhupada says you can't trust anybody who's not in control of their senses, because Kamsa is the example. One moment he's acting as such a gentleman, so lovingly, and with actual affection, superficial affection, serving his beloved sister. Then the oracle resounds, and he's ready to cut off her head. Because for a demon, anything that impedes their sense gratification is seen as a threat to be eliminated. So Vasudeva, frantic, tried to reason with Kamsa, but he was in no mood for philosophy. So he vowed, I will deliver all my sons to you when they are born. Not even knowing at that point if they would be born. It's just a voice from the sky. They were born, and who were these 6 sons of David? We all know them very well because we keep them close within our hearts. Their names are Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Maya, Varsana, translated as lust, greed, pride, illusion, and envy. And Devaki represents bhakti. Kamsa represents fear of material existence. And those who are cultivating bhakti should fear material existence by turning to Guru to dispel that. Those 6 demons, sons of the Rishi, who became the grandsons of Hiranyakashipu, who would be killed by Kamademi, who became Kamsa in his next life, were also the generals in the court of Kali, who, upon hearing the Sankirtan rising with the advent of Lord